So I'm here today in Peter's 2007 Mazda CX-9. For everyone wondering, he is 6'10". He's quite massive. He's basically sitting in the second row right now. He looks like he's in a lounge chair, not a car seat, but...
How are you supposed to drive?
So this car is equipped with a 3.5 liter V6, produces about 260 horsepower, which is pretty decent for this car. It's definitely enough to get it where it needs to go, and Peter says it's actually decently quick, so we're going to go ahead and try that out here. It's like a 35 to 50 pull. That wasn't bad. Pushed you back in your seat a little bit. Interior wise, he has a nice upgraded stereo here. He's got a Kenwood touchscreen, which didn't come stock with the car, but it actually fits pretty nice into the car and it looks really nice. He also has an upgraded stereo and what else did you say?
And a backup camera.
And a backup camera, which actually the graphics on it are pretty good and I was impressed with it. He's also got some leather seats, which are not really supportive at all. They're kind of stiff and not very comfortable. Got second and third row, which also have leather seats. You got a leather armrest over here, some wood paneling down the sides, which looks pretty nice. Very clean and simple dashboard, just a few knobs and a couple buttons, which looks pretty clean and nice. Gauge cluster, pretty simple. Just got your speedometer and your RPM gauge, fuel gauge, temperature gauge, nothing too much.
Also, you have controls for the stereo and speed control and cruise control on your steering wheel.
Yeah, steering wheel now, mounted buttons are pretty nice. So your turn signal stalks, controls for the windshield wipers. This whole middle area right here is extremely plain. You just have your shifter, and you've got a little thing that you can press in for cup holders. And then, if he'll move his massive arm, you have a pretty good storage compartment right here, which is filled with CDs. And in the second row, you actually have a nice climate control system back there too, with a couple knobs for adjusting the AC temperature back there, which is pretty nice. Not all cars have that, so that's a pretty nice feature to have. I'm now sitting in the driver's seat. This is exactly how Peter was sitting, and I actually feel like I'm in a lounge chair. Like this, I can't even see the gauges over the steering wheel. Like this is, I have to completely extend my leg just to tap the gas and brake. So this is definitely not the best driving position to be in. So Peter just got his license, what, few months ago, and did you buy this car, did your family buy this car new, or?
They bought it just a little bit used with like 10 or 15,000 miles on it.
Okay, so they've had it pretty much the whole life of the car. It's got 116,000 miles on it right now. Do you know of any major problems you've had with it?
We haven't put any money into it other than a few batteries and some tires.
Okay, so, you know, nothing you wouldn't expect.
You have your parking brake on.
Why is the parking brake on? What the hell? The first thing I notice is how high the seating position is. You feel like you're almost on top of the car. I mean, I don't drive SUVs often, so that's not something I'm used to, but I just feel like I'm driving very high up as opposed to being closer to the road. So the steering is very light in here. Throttle response is decent. It's pretty quick to downshift actually. Like if you give it a little bit of gas, it downshifts almost immediately, which is kind of surprising actually. You know, you think that this would be more of a calm and composed car, but it's not like in sport mode or anything. We're just driving it normally here.
It's always in sport mode.
The engine does have a decently nice sound to it. I do like how the engine sounds. Obviously just a V6, so it's not gonna like blow your ears off in amazement, but it does sound pretty nice. The transmission shifts really smoothly. You can almost not even feel that the car is shifting. There's a nice little instrument here right below where your prindle is, or whatever you want to call it, that tells you what gear you're in at all time, which is pretty nice. So right now it's just telling me I'm in 4th gear. So the ride in this car is very smooth. He's got decently big wheels on it, which I think look great. But it rides extremely smooth, and there's a little bit of road noise, but for the comfort that you get on this ride, it's very nice. The suspension is very soft. You don't feel many bumps in the road. Obviously, if you go over a pothole or something, you're gonna feel that, but everything is just very soft. It's composed, it's relaxing.
Yeah, I like the car. It drives well. It gets me from point A to point B well. You know, I like it now that I put a new stereo in there and have a backup camera, which allows me to back up easier at night because I have tinted windows and you can barely see out of them.
So the exterior styling on this is pretty plain. I'm not a big fan of how the front end looks, but the back is pretty nice. It's got the dual exhaust, which looks beautiful. The taillights look nice. The back blends together really well. It's got a little spoiler on top, or a little wing, if you want to call it something like that. Not very noticeable, but just a nice little touch that they added that I think looks nice. The wheels go great with it on the side. I think the silver color looks really nice, but again, it's just something plain. It's not extravagant or anything. It's just very simple, and it's not gonna blow you away with its looks, but I think it's definitely pretty nice. Before we end this video, I want to do a little test. One is to see if Peter can fit in the second and third row of his car, and then the second test is going to be to see if he can fit in the trunk with the third row up. So we're going to try that, just see how it works out, kind of see how much trunk space this thing has. I think it has a pretty substantial amount already, but I don't know. I just think it'll be something funny to try, so let's go ahead and try it. So as you can see, Peter is already a foot taller than his car, and he's trying to get in the back seat here. Oh, he put his seat back. This is what his seat looks like from this angle. It's, like I said, it's basically a lounge chair, so let's try this again here.
I used to ride in this car. So
oh wow. So
he actually fit back here.
He does fit, although his knees are smashing the person in front of him. His head is not touching the roof at all. He's got a couple inches there.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. So now let's go ahead and try for the third row, see if he can do that. So there is room for him back here, but he's essentially doing the splits, and there's not room for anyone else, despite it being meant for two people. So now for the trunk test, for the first test, we're going to keep the third row down. As you can see, there is a lot of trunk space back here, but we're going to see if Peter can fit in it. Just going straight into it. Get comfortable. I'm closing it. I'm going to cut your foot off.
Please.
You can't see him, but he is in there. Now comes the real test with the third row up. Here we go. So he's back there, but I believe he cheated and put the third row down.
Maybe.
So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos with Peter or anything to do with Peter, just smash that like button. Uploads twice a week, so hit that notification button so that way you don't miss a video, and I'll see you next video.